En el siglo XX, millones y millones de personas
In the 20th century, millions of human beings have had to emigrate from their country of origin. The charity Aid to the Church in Need has helped a great many refugees across the nations for more than 50 years. The material help aids the promotion of Christian faith and evangelization. Today, we would like to present a quite remarkable emigration, notably that of the Carmelite sisters, who are emigrating from Iceland to Norway. This extraordinary film refers to one of our charity's most important priorities, notably the support given to contemplative communities in the Church. These deeply moving images tell the story of the birth of a convent north of the Arctic Circle. You will witness how a gap of coldness between Christians existing for many centuries can be bridged in a short time. Here you will see how prayer saves threatened lives. The scenario is that of a country, in this case Norway, where the rate of abortion and suicides is the highest in Europe. The camera follows the meanderings of the fjords and the corridors of the cloister, through the consecration of the convent, right up to the moment the doors close forever to the visitor.
As there were fewer and fewer sisters here in northern Norway, I had invited the sisters of Mother Teresa to come. They had accepted and promised to come, but didn't after all. Then it became apparent that the Carmelite sisters on Iceland wanted to make a new foundation, as they were too many for one monastery. And therefore I invited them to come here, because I believe that the contemplative aspect of the religious life is something that is very important for the Church. And now there are other needs, especially spiritual needs, that are in focus. So therefore, I wanted us to have a contemplative monastery where people could see that there exists something more than just working for money and doing an effort in this world. We got this piece of work as we usually do. It was advertised in the newspaper that a monastery was going to be built in Tromso, and as usual, we asked to get the documentation sent to us. And it was with a considerable amount of reflection that we went there. Our conceptions, and mine as well, of monasteries and nuns were rather vague and remote, so I suppose I had an idea that we were going to something that was dark and dismal, and a little occult and very mystical. And so we attended this first meeting rather reverently. You could say that when Steinar first came and told me that we were going to start building a monastery, I had some problems with it. I also thought that it could offer, well, something out of the ordinary. I didn't really want to do it in the beginning, but of course we had to take the job. And as I have said earlier, it is the most beautiful job we have ever had here as building contractors, Northern Norwegian building contractors. It has truly been an experience.
And to
be on a roof hammering and pouring concrete, and then hear chanting from the inside of the monastery, it is an experience that made a great impression on us. During the daily work, we didn't really notice it much. You know, it is unfamiliar for us that someone prays for us and includes us in their prayers. But it is one of the first things that I remember. The sisters told me that they were going to pray for me, for my family, for my mother. And this is something we all experience here. The very first time the excavator came, we had a little funny episode. The name of the man who was going to do the digging was Oswald Mirvang. The sisters were talking together about where to make the potato field. And then Oswald said that he could prepare the land for a potato field on a spot, there, on the upper side. And the sisters replied, "Yes, Oswald, if you do prepare the potato field for us, then we will prepare a place for you in heaven." I was very impressed by the fact that they came to Norway to start such a community here in Tromso. At the same time, I was very impressed that they dared to come and that they had a task to take care of that nobody before had tried to begin. Knowing that 12 nuns came from a monastery in Iceland to stay here to pray for the city, for the country, for the people, I thought it was fascinating. It was fantastic.